Hello, my name is Sydney Smith, and I'm a fourth year at Indiana University School of Dentistry.
And I'm Alec Weiss, a third year at Indiana University School of Dentistry. Together, Sydney and I make up the advocacy team for the IU School of Dentistry chapter of the American Student Dental Association. Today, we want to spend some time talking about advocacy in the dental profession and why it's so important and why we're so passionate about it. In future videos, we'll talk about specific legislative items that are being discussed at both state and federal levels.
Advocacy, also known as governmental affairs, is work being done by dentists and appropriate political action committees to ensure the proper care and well-being of our dental community. As dental practitioners, we know what is best for our patients. However, sometimes laws made at the state or federal level can impact how and to what extent we can treat our patients.
We don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of the legislative process today. Thankfully, Schoolhouse Rock has done the brunt of the work on that front for us. However, suffice it to say that there's a lot of side conversations and closed-door dealing that is involved in the passage of a bill into law. The goal of advocacy in organized dentistry is to ensure that lawmakers and their staffers are sufficiently informed on dental matters to make appropriate decisions that affect all parties involved: dentists, patients, staff members, insurance companies, manufacturers, etc. In some cases, we will even send experienced providers before lawmakers to provide professional testimony when certain bills and laws are being discussed.
For students, some of this legislation affects you right now. For example, in some states, a one-year residency is required before licensure. Minimizing student debt, reducing interest rates, and allowing refinancing options are current topics of debate. For practicing dentists, legislation has immediate impact on the doctor-patient relationship as well as practice autonomy.
Organized dentistry provides a structure through which legislative action can be accomplished. In Indiana, we have the Indiana Dental Political Action Committee, or IDPAC, and federally, we have the American Dental Political Action Committee, or ADPAC. The ADA website states the role of ADPAC as being, quote, the bipartisan voice of thousands of dentists who care deeply about their patients and their profession. We educate dentists about the importance of political action and help elect congressional candidates who support dentistry. By supporting ADPAC, you keep the profession of dentistry strong and its principles uncompromised.
To conclude, we wanted to share with you some of our advocacy efforts that have occurred in the last year. In January, a group of IUSD students went to the Indiana State House to support Senate Bill 136. The bill was drafted by Republican Senator Andy Zay, who represents Huntington and Marion regions of the Indiana Senate. SB 136 was concerned with non-covered service fees provided by insurance companies. Essentially, big insurance companies were setting fees for their in-network providers for services they were not covering in their plans. This sells as a discount to the policyholders, but has an unfavorable outcome with dentists and patients who do not have this insurance provider.
So let's take a look at a specific example. Imagine that your lab fee costs $1,000 for a particular sleeping device prescribed to patients experiencing breathing difficulties at night. You charge $1,400 to account for you and your staff's time and effort, as well as your overhead. However, a big insurance company over here says you can only charge $800 for this sleeping device for patients in their network. Your office is now losing $200 plus labor costs for every sleeping device that you prescribe. As the dentist, you have two options. One, you could refrain from prescribing the device, which is an interference with the doctor-patient relationship and could raise some ethical concerns. Or two, you could charge the patients who aren't part of this big insurance network $1,800 for the device to make up for lost revenue, essentially shifting the burden of cost from the insured to the uninsured. SB 136 sought to eliminate this situation by not allowing them to set price ceilings for services that they do not cover. The bill passed in the Indiana Senate in January of 2022, in the Indiana House of Representatives in February 2022, and was signed into law by Governor Eric Holcomb in March of 2022. This was a great success for Indiana, making it the 42nd state in the union to pass such a law.
In March, a group of IUSD students went to Washington, D.C. with other dental students and practicing dentists from across the country for National Lobby Day. With members of the Indiana Dental Political Action Committee, we met with several of our state legislators to discuss bills that the ADA supports on a federal level. Specifically, we presented bills that have to do with student loan refinancing that would allow dental students to refinance their debt, Medicaid adjustments that would require all states to fund at least a minimum amount of dental services for Medicaid patients, insurance reform for non-covered services, similar to that which was recently passed for the state of Indiana, and legislation that would require better coverage by insurance companies for children and young adults born with craniofacial deformities who require extensive and often multiple corrective surgeries to achieve proper function.
We are happy to announce that the bill increasing insurance coverage for patients born with craniofacial abnormalities was passed in the U.S. House of Representatives this past April. This is a huge win for the dental community and especially for those patients who are impacted by these conditions. Advocacy efforts have a tremendous impact on our dental community and on the patients who we serve. The work that is done through advocacy efforts truly protects our profession and allows us to maintain our practice autonomy. Without it, the work that we do could be impacted by those who do not understand dentistry the way that we do.
For dental students, we invite you to use this QR code to sign up for ASDA Action Alerts. Signing up will not spam your phone, but in important circumstances will inform you when there are simple steps you can take to advocate for legislation that impacts the dental community. This often includes simple tasks such as signing a letter pre-written by the ASDA Action Committee. Having been to DC, we can attest that the legislators and their staff take dental students very seriously and love to hear from you.
Links to the Indiana Dental Political Action Committee, as well as the American Dental Political Action Committee websites, can be found following these QR codes.
Thank you for your attention to this important topic in dentistry.
As important matters unfold in future legislative seasons, we look forward to sharing more information with you in videos like this.